Hello and welcome to the fifth video of my tier analysis on Bitcoin and hopefully some altcoins as well. Right, so things are looking pretty interesting here. So let me start from a high time frame chart. Is this it? It's not. Yep. Right, so this is a pretty good chart which kind of outlines everything that I'm looking at from a high time frame perspective. There's no confusion in this chart. If we get a daily, actually not, if we get a weekly candlestick close above 52,000, that would be the start of an uptrend. Like that would make me bullish, right? If we get a candlestick close above this here, I would be looking for a higher low. This is a low, this is a higher low, and somewhere around here we might get another higher low, right? So I'll be looking for this to accumulate and like flip bullish, right? This is where I would enter or buy spot and then expect it to go higher. So for a bull rally like this to begin, or like this, where we probably retest or like set up a new all-time high, for that to happen, we need a weekly close above $52,000, right? And another scenario is if we get a close, this is not today. Right, so if we get a close below $36,584, a candlestick close, it wouldn't necessarily mean bearish, but we have this. Okay, let me just switch to another chart. Which was it? Yeah, the breaker thing. Right, so we have this demand zone here, which extends from 36,398 to 38,895. So if we get a daily candlestick close below 36,398 or roughly 36,400, then I'm expecting the price to head down to 30K, right? And as you can see here, the price, although it did wick down to roughly $32,000, it managed to close above 34, roughly 34,600. Like all the wicks, although the wick uh, dug a little lower, the price candlesticks managed to close roughly around 35K, right? So 35K is an important, a significant level that kind of differentiates between the ranging, the consolidation that's taking place and a bear market. So if we get a daily candlestick close below 35K, that would signal we're heading down to 30K. That is something that I need to mark out in here. Right, so let me just change this to 35K. Right, so close above this, we prevent a crash to 30K. So close below this would obviously indicate that we'll move down to 30K, right? And interestingly, the MicroStrategy average buying price, I'm not sure if this has changed because I do not have the metrics to calculate this. I saw this from a tweet. I don't know the name of the guy, but yeah, so this is the MicroStrategy average buying price, which also coincides pretty interestingly well with this triple tap setup that was formed between June, May, and July. So there's quite a bit of sell stop liquidity resting below 29,800, and that's where I'm expecting the price to kind of bottom. This is my bottom target one, where if we get a daily candlestick close below this, we will see something like this, a sweep below this followed by a bottoming and then a move up, right? But if the downtrend or things from a macro perspective escalate, there is a chance we could head down to 22,500. And the reason for this is because of the investor cluster. For this, you have to look at the into the blocks metric. So yeah, right. So the immediate support level, right, extends from roughly 11K to 35K, and the average buying price of roughly 5 million addresses that purchase 2.54 million BTC is at 22.48, right? So in a very layman term, people or investors that purchase roughly 2.5 million BTC, their average price is around average price is around 22K. So that's where I'm expecting the second bottom to form if we lose 29.8k. Right, so let me just sum this up. From a macro perspective, a weekly close above 52k would restart a bull run, and I would enter long at a higher low and expect Bitcoin price to hit 80k, probably even 100k. If we get a candlestick close below 30k, then I'm expecting roughly 35k, then I'm expecting a move down to 29.8k and collect liquidity resting below these equal lows formed here at 29,800. Right, this is where I'm expecting a potential bottom to form. Let's ignore this one for now. But if we do not get a daily candlestick close below 35,000, then I'm expecting this consolidation, right, that's been taking place between these two levels here to continue, right? Something like this. We could get a continuation of this consolidation before we actually go higher or lower. So that's my perspective from a macro perspective. So let's switch to the lower time frame outlook, which is a 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, the price is forming a triple tap setup. First tap, a deviation below the first tap, deviation above the first tap, and then we're getting a third tap here. And interestingly, on a 4-hour chart, right, the price hasn't closed above the initial swing high. So I'm expecting this level to play out, fill the fair value gap here, which extends all the way down to 38.6, coinciding with this daily demand zone here. So yeah, for now things are looking pretty good. I'm still looking at this 10% downswing to occur, but I don't know, I just feel like every time price forms a top here, or you think it's formed the top, the price moves above that, right? I'm not sure if this happened here, but there's a pretty good picture down here. Price formed a low, dip below that, moved higher. Price formed a low here, dip below that, moved higher. Price formed a low, dip below that, moved higher, right? Again, price formed a low, dip below that, and then moved higher, right? So for now, I think we've already got it. Price formed a high, we moved above that, and now we're going lower, right? So this could be the top, but for some reason I feel like the downswing will have more momentum if we hit this weekly supply zone here, extending from 45.5k to 52k. So regardless, right, even if we do not get a retest of this weekly supply zone, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to fill this FVG, right? So over here I think I have three scenarios lined out. The first one is obviously the one that I have here. The second one is we go straight down. Let me change this color to purple. And the third scenario would include something like this: more consolidation followed by a move higher. Just, yeah, something like this. All right, so three scenarios lined out. I mean, this kind of feels obvious. It would, because it encapsulates all the possible scenarios. But then again, that's what technical analysis is. It's identifying the probabilities of potential outcomes, right? For me, the most probable outcome is filling of this FPG. But if we see an explosive move like this, then there's no holding it back, right? Something similar took place in July, when like the price did move up here and then consolidate and just pull it back just a little and then continue moving higher. This was in September, not July. Okay, cool. So let's just ignore the scenario because I feel it's highly unlikely. For now, there's only two scenarios that I'm looking at: a downswing after the retest of the weekly supply zone, or from where it is right now, right? And this is from a 4-hour time frame. It's a little tough for me to play this out because it requires a lot of patience, which I don't have. So from a 15-minute time frame, right, I've marked out this particular scenario that I'm looking at, which usually starts with a range low formation, and then we form a range high. Beyond this, the range high, there's a deviation of the range high. The price moves above this range high, and then we get a minor consolidation, a move below the recent swing low to create a market structure break, right? So now I'm expecting the price to collect liquidity. Well, yeah, hold on. And I'm expecting price to collect liquidity below 43,267, which I think it's already done. And then I'm expecting it to move higher. This is where I'm going to short at roughly 44k. Then I'm expecting the price to hit this target. I think this would be a conservative target, mainly because I'm expecting the price to move up into this weekly supply zone before it actually goes lower, right? So expecting a minor 2.5% drop is much more safer. Again, like I mentioned, this is a high risk because of this weekly supply zone outlook that I just mentioned over here. So that pretty much sums up my outlook for Bitcoin. If you are looking to take this trade, I just posted this on my Twitter. So if you are looking to enter this trade, you have to be careful because I've already mentioned I'm conservative with this trade. I'm looking to take profits around 42k, 42.8k. So play it safe. Have a great day. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, right, this thing that I'm working on, I still haven't gotten the time to add more topics to it. As you can see, all of these topics are still unfinished, right? So I'm gonna put it out pretty soon, hopefully. So yeah, again, if you have any questions, doubts, or whatever, just leave them in the comment section, or you can just at me on Twitter. My Twitter is Mangyako with the 0 at the end. All right, peace out.